Hey Axie fans! Welcome to the Tiny Fan Guide. Today, we're diving into one of the strongest and most flexible teams in the current Axie Origin meta. This team combines burst damage and energy mechanics to help you rise in the ranks. Whether you need solid defense or explosive damage, this setup has you covered. The key card here is Tiny Fan, which deals massive splash damage, especially with the right energy management. Plus, the mix of aquatic, mech, and reptile classes makes it a top contender in the meta, offering great flexibility and solid matchups. The Tiny Fan composition shines in fast-paced matches where energy generation and burst damage are key. It quickly builds energy and uses Tiny Fan for massive splash damage, overwhelming enemies before they can react. The team's defense is strong, with Guard helping it survive against aggressive or high-damage teams. This strategy is showing great results in the meta, with players consistently hitting the top 100 rankings. Teams with similar tactics are making their mark, proving this build's power and flexibility. This composition is easy to use for a few reasons. With Tiny Fan scaling damage, the team focuses on generating energy fragments and burst for a straightforward offense. No need for complex combos, just time your Tiny Fan for maximum damage. Cards like Cerastes, Bone Sail, Hermit, and Leaf Bug help keep Bulwark and Guard up, adding defense and resilience to your Axies. These cards offer reliable shields, making the team tough to break down. Overall, it's a balanced build, perfect for players who want a powerful strategy without complex decision-making. The mix of Burst, Bulwark, and Tiny Fan makes it simple but effective. Let's take a deep dive into the powerhouse cards you'll be using in the Tiny Fan composition. Let's start with the backlane Axie. This role focuses on support, defense, and energy management. Clear. Role: card cycling. Clear helps you maintain deck consistency. By allowing you to draw 2 cards and discard 2, it ensures that your deck doesn't get clogged with unnecessary cards. This is particularly useful when you need to filter out cards you don't need and ensure you have the right ones for the situation. It optimizes your draws and prevents dead turns. Nemo Ear. Role: Bulwark generation and fragment creation. Nemo Ear applies +1 Bulwark to any ally and grants fragments based on the number of Nemo cards in your deck. Fragments are essential for triggering Burst, which powers up your damage output and energy generation. It boosts your team's defense and fuels the burst mechanic, creating extra energy and damage potential. Nemo Tail. Role: card recovery. Nemo Tail allows you to recover a Nemo card from the draw or discard pile, giving you an extra chance to trigger fragments or reuse key abilities. It ensures that your Nemo cards are always available when needed, keeping the burst mechanic alive. Bone Sail. Role: defensive protection. Bone Sail provides +1 Bulwark and redirects any debuffs to the source of the debuff for the next 3 turns. This card is especially useful against teams that use debuffs like Poison or Bleed, as it protects your Axies and keeps them in the fight longer. It helps protect your Axies from incoming debuffs and builds your defensive stacks. Cerastes. Role: Bulwark and debuff. Cerastes applies +1 Bulwark and Guard to an ally. When Guard triggers, it also applies Poison and Bleed to the attacker. It adds extra defense and damage over time to any enemy that tries to break through your shields. Silence Whisper. Role: disruption and heal. Silence Whisper targets an ally or enemy. On allies, it applies 4 Silence Whisper and heals any ally. On enemies, it reverses heal. The enemy loses HP instead of healing, and, if initial, applies 2 sleep to a random enemy. When used on allies, it provides healing support while Silence Whisper helps reduce incoming damage. When used on enemies, reverse heal causes them to lose HP instead of healing. Additionally, sleep is applied to a random enemy when use initial, preventing them from taking actions. This gives you time to set up your next offensive play. The mid lane Axie is your primary damage dealer. Its role is to set up Tiny Fan for maximum impact while providing additional defensive support to the team. Tiny Fan. Role: damage dealer. Tiny Fan allows you to deal splash damage to all enemies. Its power scales with your burst levels, meaning it becomes useful as you generate more fragments. It's your team's primary offensive tool, capable of dealing massive damage and area of effect damage when energy is at its peak. Silence Whisper. Role: Disruption and Heal. Silence Whisper is a great disruption tool. It helps control healing with reverse heal and disables a random enemy with the sleep effect. When used on allies, it offers healing support, keeping them in top condition for key moments. Leaf Bug. Role: Bulwark and Cocoon Generation. Leaf Bug grants +1 Bulwark and applies Cocoon to all allies. The Cocoon stacks each turn, providing defensive protection for your team. It helps your team withstand damage by boosting your shields, and Cocoon ensures your Axies are prepared for the next round of attacks. Hermit. Role: Shield Generation and Fragment Creation. Hermit provides +1 Bulwark and applies Guard to your allies. When Guard triggers, it generates fragments and provides additional protection. This card bolsters your defense while generating energy for your team, enabling more aggressive turns when needed. Clear. Role: Card Cycling. Clear helps you optimize your deck by drawing and discarding cards, ensuring you have the right cards for future turns. It prevents you from being stuck with dead cards and allows you to set up future burst or defensive combos. Nimmo Tail. Role: Card recovery similar to its role in the backlane, Nimmo. The front lane Axie serves as the tank of the team, absorbing damage while generating energy and supporting your teammates with additional bulwark and healing. Clear. Role: Deck Optimization. Clear allows you to cycle through cards, ensuring that you always have access to your key abilities when needed. It helps maintain a clean deck and keeps your cards optimized for future turns. Nimmo Ear. Role: Bulwark and Fragment Generation. Nimmo Ear applies +1 Bulwark and grants fragments based on your deck's Nimmo cards. This boosts your defense and energy generation. It's key for maintaining Bulwark stacks while ensuring you generate fragments for burst. Nimmo Tail. Role: Card Recovery. Nimmo Tail lets you pick a Nimmo card from the draw or discard pile, ensuring you can reuse your Nimmo abilities. It keeps the fragment generation consistent, fueling burst for the team. Silence Whisper. Role: Disruption and Healing Control. Silence Whisper is a disruptive tool that heals any ally and reverses healing, making enemies lose HP instead of healing. Additionally, the sleep effect disables their actions, preventing them from carrying out key moves. Cerastes. Role: Bulwark and Poison Control. Cerastes provides +1 Bulwark and applies Guard. When Guard triggers, it applies poison and bleed to the attacker. It not only shields your team, but also disrupts enemies by inflicting poison and bleed, chipping away at their health over time. Perch. Role: Alternative Burst Damage. Perch consumes all energy and attacks all enemies, multiplying your attack by the consumed energy and dealing +20% damage per consumed energy. Perch is your finisher card, dealing massive damage after you've built up energy fragments. Perch is also an excellent alternative damage source if your mid lane Axie with Tiny Fan is taken out by the enemy. It allows you to still unleash a powerful final attack, even if the primary damage dealer is no longer available, ensuring your team can close out the match strongly. The Tiny Fan composition is a well-rounded build that excels in burst damage, defense, and energy manipulation. By understanding the role of each card, you can master the strategy and use this team to consistently perform in the current Axie Origin meta. Important notes for Bulwark, Guard, Burst, and Evolution parts. Bulwark deals damage to enemies at the end of the enemy's turn. For every stack of Bulwark, 5% of your remaining shield is dealt as damage to all enemy Axies. You lose 3 Bulwark whenever an allied Axie dies, with a max stack of 10. Guard protects your Axies by blocking 50% of the damage taken by other allied Axies. However, it can only stack once on each Axie. Burst or Energy Burst gives you 1 extra energy at the start of each turn once triggered, and it lasts for the rest of the battle. Collecting enough energy fragments allows you to trigger Energy Burst and permanently increase your energy. Evolving your Axie parts boosts their stats, making them stronger and more effective. Upgrading your Axies is essential for maximizing your strategy and improving performance on the battlefield. Let's talk about the runes and charms you'll want to use for this build. For the runes, the ideal setup for this team: Energy Shard level 4 on your backlane Axie. This rune grants 1 fragment for each unique Axie class in your team at the start of round 1 and round 4. With the Energy Burst mechanics, this rune is crucial for building fragments quickly and empowering your damage output and healing. The added healing from Burst helps keep your team alive, making it perfect for boosting both offense and defense throughout the match. Adaptive Program level 4 on your mid lane Axie. This rune increases the defensive power of your mid lane Axie by providing plus 15% shield from cards. For every 75 shield received from cards, you gain 1 fragment, and when you gain a fragment, all allies gain 5 shield. This rune is great for generating fragments and providing necessary protection, ensuring your mid lane Axie survives while supporting your team's overall synergy. Shady Exchange level 2 or 3 on your front lane Axie. This rune boosts your energy generation. Until round 2, it causes you to lose 2 fragments at the end of each turn, but after round 2, you gain 2 fragments at the start of each turn. Additionally, whenever you gain a fragment, your front lane Axie heals allies for 4 HP and deals 3 damage to all enemies. It's an excellent utility rune that allows you to gain energy while offering healing and some offensive pressure. Now for the charms, here's the best charm setup for success. For the backlane, Sticky Octopus Retain. If retained, gain 1 fragment when played. This charm is essential for increasing your fragment generation. Retain means that the charm will not be discarded at the end of your turn, making it a great tool for keeping your fragment generation consistent throughout the match. Gecko Mask plus 2 Spike. If this Axie doesn't have taunt, apply 2 taunt to self. This charm provides additional protection and damage through the taunt and spike mechanics. It forces the enemy to target your Axie with taunt, while the spike damage punishes them for attacking. Additional tip: reasons to use taunt is to protect your vulnerable Axie and disrupt the enemy's decision-making. Purifying Incense Cleanse. 3 on allies or Dispel. 2 on enemies. Initial. Purify 1. The Purifying Incense charm adds a lot of utility, especially against debuff-heavy teams. Cleansing allies and purifying debuffs keeps your team in top condition, while the Dispel effect helps to counter enemy buffs. The Purify effect specifically exiles a random cursed card from your draw pile, discard pile, or hand, in that order, which helps you remove curse from your deck or hand and prevent potential negative effects. For the mid lane, Sticky Octopus Retain. If retained, gain 1 fragment when played. This charm is also good for fragment generation. Exploding Bombshell. If the target has no other allies, deal plus 25% damage. Otherwise, deal 25% splash damage. This charm enhances the damage potential. If you're targeting isolated enemies, you get a huge damage boost. Otherwise, it still deals decent splash, allowing for a balanced approach. Bug's Charm of Endurance level 1. This charm adds additional plus 8 shield to your mid lane Axie, improving its survivability. Purifying Incense Cleanse. 3 on allies or Dispel. 2 on enemies. Initial. Purify 1. The Purifying Incense charm offers utility by cleansing debuffs on allies and dispelling enemy buffs. The initial Purify ensures that your team starts each battle with a bit of protection. Pre-order Tagonate. Energy cost plus 1. Initial. Plus 1 energy and minus 2 fragments. The innate effect ensures that card with pre-order tag starts on top of your draw pile at the beginning of the match, guaranteeing that you will draw it early. By gaining energy early on, you can quickly accelerate your strategy, enabling you to use powerful burst cards much sooner. For the front lane, Sticky Octopus Retain. If retained, gain 1 fragment when played. This charm helps with fragment generation. By retaining it, you can gain a fragment at the moment it is used, which helps fuel your burst potential. Purifying Incense Cleanse. 3 on allies or Dispel. 2 on enemies. Initial. Purify 1. This charm provides utility by cleansing debuffs on your team and dispelling buffs on the enemies. The initial Purify effect also gives you a solid start for the match. Gecko Mask +2 Spike. If this Axie doesn't have taunt, apply 2 taunt to self. This charm forces enemies to focus on Axie with taunt, while also providing additional spike damage when they attack it. This adds both defense and offense for your team. Here are some pro tips to help you get the most out of the Tiny Fan composition. Energy management. Tiny Fan costs 6 energy, and you need fragments to trigger energy burst. Focus on generating fragments early with Energy Shard, Adaptive Program, and Shady Exchange to reduce Tiny Fan's cost and build up your burst. Bulwark and Serasti's Guard. Bulwark deals passive damage based on your shield. More Bulwark stacks mean more damage over time. Serasti's Guard applies poison and bleed to attackers, making it harder for the enemy to keep attacking. Hermit gives +1 Bulwark and Guard. When Guard triggers, it protects your Axies, generates fragments, and adds more defense. Gecko Mask's Taunt. Taunt forces enemies to target the Axie with it, protecting your more fragile Axies and giving them time to heal. It also forces the enemy to make tough decisions on who to attack. By mastering these, you'll manage energy and fragments well, use Bulwark and Guard effectively, and improve your win rate with this composition. Now, let's look at how this team performs against different types of opponents. This team excels against aggressive teams that rely on burst damage or quick attacks. With Bulwark and Guard, you can absorb and disrupt their damage, while Tiny Fan can wipe out enemy Axies. Teams with low defense or no significant healing are also vulnerable to your explosive splash damage and passive effects. The team struggles against control decks or teams with heavy debuffs and healing. These teams can disrupt your cards, slowing down your fragment gain and offense. Let's break down the cost of putting together your Tiny Fan composition team. Currently, this Tiny Fan build requires collectible Axies, with up to 3 parts that need to be morphed to get the perfect cards for the team. For the Mech Axie, expect to pay between $80 and $100 plus, for the Aquatic around $50 to $70 plus, and for the Reptile, around $80 to $100 plus. So, the total cost for the full team will range from $220 to $270, depending on the evolution levels and rarity of your Axies. As always, prices fluctuate based on market demand, part rarity, and the current state of the meta. You can check the latest prices through the link in the description, but remember, they may change over time. If you're looking to dominate the current meta with a flexible and fun strategy, this team's got you covered. Want more team breakdowns, tips, or strategies on how to counter specific teams? Drop a comment below and let me know what you'd like to see next. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our next guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next match.